And let the record show, I hate the fact that y'all have me defending a white man on this channel. But you know what? Something had to be said. So, yo, what's good? Welcome back to whatever the fuck this is. Okay, no. We not cussing this time because YouTube, yeah. So let's see if anything changes if I use good words. I'm observing in real time yet another nothing burger where people are getting angry and standing on moral high ground where there really isn't one. He made a statement. Timothy Chalamet, if y'all don't know, was White Boy of the Month for several months at a time. Honestly, none of his works, if whatever you want to call it, really hit hard with me. He was on a run for Marty Supreme. Haven't watched it, don't plan to. And with it, he decided to embody or step more into his egoic self. I think he was trying to ride the line of like, it's not it shouldn't be controversial to be confident. But when it comes to white men specifically, y'all have played into that overconfident with nothing to show for a trope for far too long for it to be anything, scandalous, anything unique. It is the same thing that y'all are, well equipped in doing, okay? So his whole move, at first people thought it was supposed to be like, oh, you're doing this thing for Mighty Supreme, who was a literal narcissist. So he was trying to like give that energy to the role and like do it outside of it. No. This is his new era. This is his new time. He's been fake dating Kylie for a while. He's trying to step into something more. So, with that, he's been doing interviews where he talks far too much about things he knows very little about, or seemingly, because allegedly he has, and this is the issue at hand. We'll get to it. Actually, let me just show the clip real quick. Roll the clip.
I admire people, and I've done it myself, to go on a talk show and go, hey, we got to keep movie theaters alive. We got to keep this genre alive. And another part of me feels like if people want to see it, like Barbie, like Oppenheimer, they're going to go see it and go out of their way to be loud and proud about it. And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership, but damn, I just took shots for no reason.
That's not a shot. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. So.
Sorry. So, apparently, he actually has family in the ballet scene. Like his mom, his sister, his grandma. Like he has plenty women in his life who have entered like the ballet scene and been semi-successful, right? So, with that being said, to make what seems like disparaging comments against the art is kind of crazy. But here's my thing. Was it not the truth? Was that not the truth of the matter? First of all, like let's stop acting. When's the last time you've been to the opera? You yourself. When have you last been to the opera? When have you last been to see the ballet? Oh, I guess. And let's talk about the society we live in. What's the first thing to get cut when funds are not funding? Hello. The first thing to get cut is the arts. Come on now. Movies and medias have just managed to be still like raking in money. That is why it is an artistic form that is still lucrative, and that's the only reason why it's still running. Same thing with the music industry. Classical music fell out a long time ago, but now rap is in. So they're making, I don't know, elevator music rap songs, and it's so trash. It has nothing to do with the actual artistic form that started all those years ago based on the oppression and the things they were going through. But it's transformed into something, again, that is just for the money, not about the art, just for the money, right? So my thing with this whole Timothy Chalamet discourse is many, okay? First off, it has gone on for far too long. Far too long. There's too many think pieces about, again, a nothing fucking, okay. A nothing sandwich, okay? There is nothing there, all right? It's literally a man, right? Said something along the line. You saw the clip, all right? It wasn't anything crazy, at least in my opinion. But we had even his principal of whatever school he went to. I'm so sorry if my principal had the audacity to one of the first time he acknowledges me and my existence is to disparage me and to dunk on me. You're a hate. Yo, I want to cuss so bad, but YouTube, you're a hater. You're a hater and a thief. Get away. Second of all, right? No, it's still the first point, but my thing is like everybody is dogpiling on something that really doesn't matter. Like, and I'm wondering, is this like CIA? Like, who is in charge of this? No, I actually think this is just the people. I think y'all are idiots. Like, you really are going in on this random white boy who literally just said, I don't want the movies. There's a balance to be stroke, whatever. How do you conjugate that? I don't know. There is a balance to be struck in here when it comes to what is artistic and what is lucrative. And that's something the movie industry has had to teeter the lines in, especially actors who want to do something serious. Like, mind you, let me say, I don't think Timothy, again, like his confidence is not very much earned. Like, yes, I understand in theory, like he has worked hard, but I don't think he has worked smart. And let me differentiate that real quick. He has produced, not produced, he's been a part of a lot of movies. You know, his face has been very well seen, and that takes a lot of effort. That takes a lot of energy, right? Just going from production to production, acting everywhere you go, whatever you want to say about the career, like that takes effort to do the amount he has done in such a short time, and he's still young. Like, he could be using that time to do a lot of other things. He's chosen to put it into his work, and I can respect that. He wants to be one of the greats. Like, there's no shame in announcing that and taking hold of that. I do think our society punishes people who are overly confident, and the line between confidence and arrogance with him, I don't know. I wasn't really receiving everything he was saying, but again, I feel like it's because the deliverer, like, you are a white man. I don't want to hear about how you have to, yeah, we have to big ourselves up. No, thank you. Enough. But that being said, like, he was just speaking his own truth. And with it, he disparaged something, but it was a truthful comment. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, a lot of people are ignoring, they just wanted the opportunity to dunk on him. And there's no real conversation being had about what he said. Okay. At the end of the day, like, I don't know. I haven't checked the statistics, but if I do, let me put them up. Like, is ballet that lucrative anymore? Is theater that lucrative anymore? Come on. Like, and none of this stuff is doing what it used to do. It's not giving what it used to give. Even we just talk about playing musical theater. Like, come on, if it's not on Broadway, one of those big, big, big shows, how well does it really do? How many starving artists are there truly? And the way that the industry works, right, is that if the people don't eat, you won't cook it. That's the only thing. And people are not eating it. The only people who really can now are the people who have millions and millions of dollars to fund these institutions, right? Giving their money back to the arts instead of the people that are starving, right? Okay. I can respect it. You do what, well, I don't know, but what they do with their money is their business. But it's really just the 1%, the 10%, like maybe even 20%, like the people with a lot of disposable income that enjoy these kinds of arts regularly. But that is not enough for most people. For most, I mean, obviously you have the massive conglomerates that are already billionaires, like pocketbooks, right? But the regular, like, studios, how well are they doing? So why are we acting like it's a lie for him to say that this is a dying art form, and he doesn't want movies to be in that same, lineup, which is why he has to find the balance between movies that actually mean something and movies that are there for pure entertainment because people will watch it, right? Do I think he's done anything so supremely, oh my god, this is an art form right here? No, I really don't. I couldn't even name like two, three, maybe. Dune. What else? Willy Wonka. Like, are these, again, like he said, he had to strike a balance, but I can't. I think he did one when he was really, really young. I don't even remember the name of it, but I can't remember anything that is so like, oh, put this in my mind. And when he was referencing the greats like Brad Pitt, fuck him. Freak him. But he Fight Club, first thing that comes to my mind. Like, when you think of the other, people who are notable in the industry and are the greats, so to speak, You can look at them and know their projects. In fact, you can look at them and know, oh, if they're in it, this is going to be a great movie. Do I feel that about Mr. Timothée Chalamet? No, I not at all. To be frank, he has some time to go. And again, that's why I feel like some of it is coming from a very egoic space. But what I don't like, and this brings me to my second point. Okay, I hope I'm making it clear enough. All right, is the dogpiling. People were jumping at Doja Cat for saying something and then walking it back. But she was being honest when she said, like, I was just jumping in to feel like I was a part of something. I feel like that's what a lot of people do. This is like collective bullying. What else would you call it? And yes, they're celebrities, so we feel like, oh, we can talk about them however we want to. That's cool until it's you. That's cool until it's you. It's cool until a bunch of people are saying, well, you put yourself online, so you have to be open to criticism. Okay, why are people telling me to kill myself because I said the ballet is falling off? Like, come on now. Come on now. Is it really that serious? And that's my thing with internet culture. Like, some of y'all are so detached from like real life. I seen commentary YouTubers talking about this, and again, no nuance is added. Y'all just agree with what everybody else is saying, and you do it in such a condescending way that it actually makes me ill. It makes me like so off. I'm like, I thought commentary YouTube was supposed to be speaking truth to power. It has long since passed that time. Y'all don't even speak the truth about your sponsorships. But anyways, it's just so annoying to see the amount of time wasted talking about things that don't really matter, but also the amount of time wasted arguing about something that is inherently truthful. You don't like what is being said, does that take away from the fact that it is a fact? Like, does that take away the fact, or even not, even if it's just an opinion? Like, why are we punishing people for having opinions that are contrary to yours or to whoever's? Because I feel like there's plenty of people who didn't think this was a big deal, but as soon as they realized so many people were talking about it, they're like, yeah, I gotta get in on it. And that's why I even contemplated, like, should I even say anything about this? But it kept on plaguing my mind. And if something keeps doing it, it's like, okay, I gotta create this then. But because it's like this again, it's nothing. Can you think about everything that's happening in the world right now? The FCC chair just threatened broadcasters for their adequate coverage of the war in Iran, perpetuated by the United States and its baby daddy Israel, its favorite one. Like, oh my God, it's just annoying at this point. The amount of things that are going on and the amount of time that is being wasted talking about things that really don't matter. I'm just I'm just kind of over it. I don't think I have much more to say outside of that. This might be a short one, but it's like, why do we feel the need to jump on people like this? Why do we feel the need to make statements about things that really, in the grand scheme of things, and I know people say, oh, we can use energy for all of it. No, you can't. If y'all devoted half as much energy as y'all do holding celebrities accountable for things they say that you don't like, to holding politicians accountable, we'd be in a whole different country. You can't. It's just not you. You say you can use all the time, but you don't. These are distractions. And again, that's why I said, like, I don't know if this is a CIA operation, because I know the celebrities and the government hand in hand, right? They throw something in front of us so that we have something to look and gawk at, so we don't see the thing that's happening right over there. I'm telling y'all to. I'm like, can we be for real for once? Does this matter? Actually, ask yourself, does this matter? Second, is it truth? Is there truth to it? Third, even if there's not, is this not an opinion? And if it is an opinion, then what is wrong with people having opinions? But then everybody just has the same opinion. One person says something about it, and everybody's like, yes, we have to agree. Like, this is such mob mentality. This is such bandwagoning. Like, I have never in all my years. But I have though. There has been many a time where I have observed this phenomena, okay? Where people get mad at someone for simply voicing something they believe to be true. And his little comment he made afterwards, oh, I'm going to lose 14 cents. Well, is it not also true? Because y'all are going to forget about this in the next 10 business days. So, what is the point of getting so angry? I think you're angry at yourselves for platforming people and making people famous who actually don't have much talent. But who did it? You did it. Y'all crowned him as white boy of the month, and it got to his head. Clearly, clearly he thought he was something. I mean, I don't know. Let me stop. I'm not trying to be mean. Funny thing. But because I don't want to. But I'm just trying to be honest. I'm just trying to be honest. Like, get off him, but also, y'all did this. You made this. So here you go. This arrogance that you're perceiving, you gave him the ability to have it. You bigged him up way too early in the game before you even knew what he had to offer. It's not like, oh, well, I don't know enough about his career to really say da da da. But I don't think y'all liked him because he was a great actor. I think y'all liked him because you thought he was pretty. And that is really what we see in the acting industry. Like, I was just watching Billions, and literally, like, every single like actor, I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, there's some people that are baddies, but a lot of them just look like normal human beings. Like, even just compare the Prince of Bel Air, right? To the reiteration that Will Smith just completed. Literally, like, when you look at Will Smith, the first one, like, okay, Will Smith was fine, but a lot of the other people, look at Uncle Phil, compare him to from then to now, like, these are just regular looking people. So of course you could have better actors, better artists, better composers, better whatever it is, when you didn't focus so much on, oh, do they look good? Do they look good on camera? Do they look a certain way? Like, duh. Since when did pretty people have anything to offer? Please. Especially if you were always pretty. Like, come on, ugliness gives you a certain je ne sais quoi. I can't just explain it, you know? Like, it just gives you something. This is what I mean when I say everybody has the same face, same personality, because we are perpetuating one specific look that is like an ultra beauty standard that's not even real, because all the people we're looking to have plastic surgery. They have all these filters and things that are done and Photoshop and whatever before we even get to see them, observe them. And we just have to accept they're great artists because they're everywhere, not because of the art they make, but because of the faces and the bodies they inhabit. Come on. If this was a standard of entry into artistic endeavors, anyone, like, I'm talking even the theater, ballet, like, well, I don't know, ballet has always been, but I'm just saying, like, music, for example, like, since when did musicians have to be so beautiful? Like, why can't we just have normal people doing these things? Even actors. Who was the main guy in Billions? I'm gonna put a picture up of him. I'm not gonna say anything bad, but he's certainly not a model. Look at Caleb Hammond, but that whole thing that
Sometimes people online, my fans will try to defend me when people are being mean to me. And someone said once, like, oh, this guy's so ugly, I don't understand the hype with him or whatever. And one of my fans responded to them and said, he's a comedian, not a model. Hey. Hey.
But yeah, literally, like, when is it the first and foremost thing that we had to do in this existence is to be attractive? And then we expect the people who do fulfill that role, who are now put everywhere, to actually be good at what they do. Like, no, you have to pick one. And I mean, there are a very designated few who are blessed, hallelujah, to have both. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't be the barrier to entry. That shouldn't be the thing that keeps you from being successful, because you're not again, and I'm like talking like level 12 out of 10, gorgeous. And again, everybody's not everyone's cup of tea. I'd walk right past Timothée Chalamet in the street. I don't care. I don't care about this white man. And I never did. Like, I never do. But at the end of the day, y'all decided to big him up, and now you're upset because he actually thinks he's someone. So my thing is, like, I'm just tired of the internet just piling onto something and then actually not offering anything, like, in the world, in the lane of critical thinking at all. It is just emptiness. People repeating the same, regurgitating the same 10 four talking points, really. Four talking points. How many angles can you really evaluate this in? And then nobody's going to be honest and say this doesn't matter. People are just going to keep on, because what TikTok and all these platforms train you to do is like, oh, this is something that's going popular in the algorithm. Let me jump on it. Even now, like, I feel like most of my TikToks that have done the best is me talking about some drama or racial dynamics. Anything that will give the most emotional response. And people really do have a lot of emotions tangled up in influencers and celebrities, and that just general class of visible, hyper visible individuals, you see. And so with that being said, if we want to change, we need to make it. I think the best way to deplatform someone is to just ignore them. Ignore them, block them, just pretend they don't exist. Why are we engaging with people who we don't want to have that attention? And that's why he said what he said. He's going to lose like 14 cents. Yeah, this is not going to end his career at all. It's not. People will lose interest and go jump onto the next person who did the next thing and the next one. And that's just how the cycle goes. That's why cancel culture doesn't really work. How are you telling me that Shane Dawson still has a platform, y'all? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like James Charles, Jeffree Star, even like, come on, all them. And these are three white men, but y'all will cancel the first any black person that says anything out of line. Oh, they're gone for good. But again, we do not have to erase ourselves. We do not have to fall in line just because massa said so. And that's what the internet is becoming. It feels like, this dynamic of being able to feel so glorious and stomping down on someone. It feels like, in the ancient days where they used to have like stoning ceremonies where people could all gather around and take up stones and throw it at them and, at the prisoners and whatever. That's what it feels like. It feels like we are doing the same thing, but just in a different form. But it's the same kind of pleasure that people low key, don't lie, get from doing it. You wouldn't do it so often if it wasn't pleasurable. It feels good, as Doja Cat mentioned, to be a part of something, and especially part of something so hateful. Like there is a sense of pleasure in it, and looking down at someone. That's why we watch reality TV. That's why some people have friends that they feel like are doing worse than them. That's why, like, there are so many ways I feel like it's just a weird aspect of human nature to deal with just the way that life is. You want someone to make you feel like, oh, at least I'm not them. At least I'm not doing as bad as they are right now. And with celebrities, it just gets accentuated because a lot of them are living lives we feel they don't deserve. And at the end of the day, it's like, yes, the industry is the one who platforms them, but we are the receivers. Okay. I do wonder how many of these things are just bots and how many of this is actual people. That's why I guess I get mad at commentary YouTubers because I'm like, the least you can do is just be honest and say, yeah, we don't got to talk about this. Or at least come up with a point that is somewhat interesting. Y'all just say the same thing that everybody else is saying, and you don't look at it any type of critically. I'm done. Like I can't create like a whole 40-minute episode on this. Like I'm so sorry, I don't care. I really don't. What I did care about is the statement that this again perpetuates about the current society we live in and the state of it. I mean, it is dystopian in so many ways that this Timothy Chalamet situation got more clicks and more talking points than the latest like mass shooting. Because at the end of the day, that's just not interesting anymore. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. But so do celebrities saying things that are out of touch. You know, like please come on now. And then when they enter into like a state of complete like self destruction, we say, how could this happen? Y'all treat human beings as punching bags. And again, this is not in defense of celebrities necessarily. This is in defense of human beings. Like this is a person at the end of the day. And I am a person, you are a person. Can't we just respect personhood and leave certain things to just fall what as they may? I mean, if you are a ballet dancer and this literally is pertinent to your life and your career, I could understand maybe why you're upset. But to everybody else, again, most of y'all have not even ever stepped foot into a ballet dance premiere. You haven't seen the opera. Like, why are you so up in arms? I'll tell you why. It's because you just need something to get mad at. And I can respect that. But I feel like we would do better with our energy diverted, divested, and the places where it needs to go. Look at what this current administration is doing. Look at where our country has fallen. There are so many other things we can be using our time, energy, and essence for. Stop wasting it on this. That's all, y'all. That's all I got to say. I'm done. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all are enjoying the consistency. Look at me. Look at me. I'm doing it. I really am doing it. There's so much to come. Videos every single Wednesday. or Thursday, but every single Wednesday. Yes, every single Wednesday. Every single Wednesday. I'm treating this literally as like my homework assignments, like with the same urgency. Sometimes you don't feel like going to work. Sometimes you don't feel like doing your class homework, but you have to do it. You have to. So that's how I'm treating this. I just have to do it regardless, you know? And whatever is on my spirit to talk about, that's what I discuss with y'all. So hope you enjoy. Hope you continue enjoying. Love, respect. Goodbye.